Hey, you! Are you interested in getting better at TabG but you don't know how? I have a solution for you. Send me your games, more specifically, the videos of your games. If you send me a recording of your guys' games, I'll look at it and I'll review it for you. For example, Bob up here sends me his games, and I look at it and I say, well, Bob, you've got good aim and you got great grenade usage, but your positioning is a bit off. And over the course of the game, I'll give him some advice as how he can improve that. If you're interested in this, or it sounds fun, comment a thumbs up down below today's video. Alrighty, and we are live. Yep. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Reviewing with Gyoza Planet with your host, Gyoza Planet. Hello, that's me, the little talking gyoza in the corner. I play video games on the internet, and I hope you guys improve at them. So yeah. Anyways, today's video is this is actually a reviewing with Gyoza Planet. It's not a gaming with Gyoza Planet, which is basically I take viewer submitted videos, I look at them, and I tell you guys where you can improve, where what you guys did well, where you guys can improve, and then make some notes about them and explain them in detail, so you guys can get better at TabG. Anyways, for today's video, we have a bit of a different one. As you can see, this is an actual YouTube video instead of a video file. That's because this isn't actually, it's not really user submitted. It's this person up here, Invarcell, is a member of the Landfall, so like the official TabG server, and they were nice enough to let me use one of their videos as kind of for this stuff. So thank you very much, Invarcell, for letting me do this. And yeah, we're gonna see how they played. Yeah, it's a 31 kill solo squads game, I believe, which is quite impressive considering there's only 41 people, but we'll see how it is. And as usual, I will have my notepad up here to jot down anything of importance. Hold on, is there sound? Oh, there is. Okay, it's very quiet. Hold on, please. Okay, we are back. I've tuned it. It is slightly louder now. So, as you can see here, they're going Area 64, which is honestly to be expected from, like, decent players. Pretty much everybody goes Area 64 once you start getting a bit better. That's just good aim. It's also an advantage of using the MP40 in early game is that you get a lot more value per ammo, and especially when you have very limited ammo, it's a very good choice. Alrighty. Oi. Yeah, I was a bit worried. I was a bit worried about that they were like jumping around out in the open without trying to see where everybody else was. But actually, hold on. Okay, I have changed the auto. It should be a bit lighter for you guys now. Oi, that's risky. Yeah, this right here is a bit of a risky play. Like, they do manage to get a very good. I think that's flintlock shot off. And unfortunately, you missed your shot, but they are not a very good shot themselves, so you do manage to get the kill there. Honestly, as for actual advice, there wasn't really much. You could have like ducked behind. You could have like gone backwards a bit. Hold on. I'm kind of new to this. So, okay, there we go. That should be a bit nicer quality. Because the pixelation is fun and all, but I'm not a huge fan. So maybe they could have like ducked behind the the tent here to like try and kind of like take pot shots. But overall, that's just good aim. And also strafing to the side. Yeah, they had the PPSH, so you could have actually survived an extra bullet, even if they did hit you. Yeah. If you don't know how to use the PPSH, it is kind of difficult. Finding a hunt blessing is good, especially this early on, because you'll just keep getting speed as you start getting kills. Yeah. Okay. The mandatory airstrike pyramid, just because. I mean, it's not a terrible idea because there are several times where like you can actually get hits because there are people who just kind of hang out there. But yeah. Alrighty. So they've got a pretty good amount of loot now. They're okay. I'm guessing they're keeping the launch pad in their like hotbar. Yeah. Yeah, that was a bit ambitious or like a bit preemptive of a grenade. You just saw them around the corner, which probably means they haven't seen you at all, or they've just seen a tiny bit. So At that point, I would like maybe like peek out again to try and like see where they actually are and then throw a grenade. But I get it. Alrighty, Mossberg putting in work. Because it's the Mossberg. Ooh, there's a free implosion there. I wonder if you go back and get it. No, they appear to be fixing some settings, so. Minor point of advice. Yeah. Changing settings is usually best when you're crouched in a corner, not out in the open, but I get it. Boy. Yeah, that's good there. If you'll notice, like, right now they're just running, but as you can see here, once they do that, they kind of run over to the right here, because what they can do is they can use this wall as cover to get over and to get closer, because they want to be in very close quarters. They have Mossberg. And as you can see here, that's exactly what they do. Now, admittedly, they miss a Mossberg shot, so they just swap over and get it with the AK, and they get a legendary spray. Okay, this should be a fun game. Alrighty. So the legendary spray gives them a lot more offensive power. Yeah, it's basically gonna make their weapons a lot more deadly, but they're still whatchamacallit, quite vulnerable. They do have a relax, but really? Okay. Audible's an interesting choice here, especially considering you don't really have much bolt ammo, but okay. So far, this area looks looted, which probably means that there's either enemies nearby or enemies. Yeah, they're just gone. Okay, that makes sense. Honestly, most of the time, unless you have spare splinter grenades, you probably want to start a fight with a normal grenade, because it's just generally more versatile. So far, this is just solid DabG gameplay. Yep. Alrighty, so you spotted them. How are you gonna approach this? Yeah, you're gonna need a compensator. Okay. Pretty good. If you rewind a bit, I would have been a bit careful. Like, so you take the pot shots there, you see them dash into the temple. So as for this, I would have stood, like, I would have been about two, like, what you could have done here is you could have stood, right about here and taken pot shots instead of moving forward here, because what you do here is you put yourself in, as you can see right here, in the line of fire of the other person whilst you're shooting at their buddy. And even though they are not good shots and so they miss every single bullet, if they had, like the other guy from before, they had a flintlock or something, suddenly you're now you're injured and you're also pinned between two people, both of them shooting at you. So a bit more cover would have helped you out there. And then yeah, this poor person just gets absolutely destroyed. As okay, alrighty, this one seems to have a bit more idea what they're doing until they get hit with a grenade. Okay, so you probably dealt about what 40-50 damage to them. Yeah, I think I see how this game is going to go. It's mostly going to be them just absolutely shredding people. Interesting. 2 speed and overhealing. Okay, we'll see how that plays out. And then yeah, that's smart. They're making sure to, yeah. There was a flintlock earlier from the second person you killed over by the tents. But honestly, that compensator skip would probably be pretty useful alongside the laser sight, but if you don't need it, it's mostly your choice. They see another person, and I'm guessing they're just gonna run full speed at them. This is reminding me a lot of Lava's gameplay, which is mostly run at full speeds towards the enemy with minimal regards for safety. You do have a launchpad grenade on you, so in case you do get sniped or ambushed or something like that, you can bail yourself out. You also have a lot of speed, so it makes it. Ooh, I would try and parkour up to like this little spot right here, mainly because yeah, they're expecting you to run up that ramp. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Your aim is completely fine, honestly. You've got solid aim, and it's paired with a spray blessing, so it makes you even more deadly. And also the fact that the enemies do not fight back whatsoever. Or even when they do, it does not matter much. Yeah. Yeah, you took about 50 damage over those 3 enemies. Which actually, if we rewind a bit. Yeah. Yeah, that one's just good using, like, good approaching with cover. They're basically they're putting themselves in a way where the other person has to, like, walk up over the edge of the tent, which makes them a target. And then they go up the left side of the tent to minimize the amount of damage they take. Wait. And you just get a good headshot. Headshot, body shot. I don't really think it matters. Okay, so yeah, 10 kills, 11, and I'm guessing the other ones are going to start trickling in. And, yep. Okay. Grenade switching whilst you're stunned is a smart choice. Ooh, good shot. Mainly because there's not much else you can do there. And that right there is very smart. Or a good play. They got the first shot that they got on the enemy was with their highest damage weapon. So once they swapped over, they only needed to land a couple of shots instead of having to, like, unless okay, hold on. Basically, them landing the flintlock shot means that as soon as a fight starts, they already have a huge lead on their enemy in terms of, like, damage. Instead of, like, shooting them with the scar and the enemy only being down like 20 health or something. Also, yeah, if you have high tiers of spray, you can just do that. Ooh, yeah, yeah. If the enemy is downed and they're in an area like containers, there's probably a second person around. I think you have smoke grenades. I would have definitely, yeah, you do have smoke grenade. Honestly, throwing one down there, even if you don't, like, worst case scenario, there's nobody around, you just burnt the smoke grenade. Okay, whatever. Smoke grenades are kind of disposable. Best case scenario, you get shot at and you don't take those 80 damage. Because that's put you into a good amount of trouble. Also, I'm curious as to why you're carrying around the extra spray blessings. Because I think they have a blue and a common spray. I wonder if they're just hoarding them so other people can't get them, which is kind of funny. But, alrighty, so they're going after fights. They hear gunshots. They get a good shot. And the enemies are not fighting back. Yep. Okay, same thing here again. You just down the enemy, and they had a sniper. And also, so, just down the enemy, and they are down to not kill. But probably means their buddy is around, and you are at 30 health, which is... Headshots from most rifles are enough to kill you right now, and you are standing still, out pretty much in the open, so... Cheater. I do not think most TabG players are used to how... Yeah. Yeah, that would be their friend there. Yeah. So, imagine they had been there about 15 seconds earlier, you would probably be dead right now. Same thing. Be a bit more cautious once you down an enemy. Downing an enemy does not guarantee that you have won. It just means that the fight is slightly easier. And then you just absolutely clean house. I was expecting this, I'm going to be honest. 31 kills is not super easy to get. So, overall, this is solid gameplay. The main thing I'm noticing so far that you can improve on, which I will jot down, is hold on, is notes for Invarsel. Ba, 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 ba. Suppose dismissing threats. Missing threats once enemy is downed. / get a kill. Usually gunfire, like either somebody being downed or gunfire will alert either the rest of the people of that squad or more squads to that area, because it's like, hey, there's a fight going on, we can third party it for free loot and free kills. And so far, it hasn't gotten you killed yet, which is mostly probably due to the fact that you have solid gameplay, but yeah, it can, and I'm guessing it has gotten you into trouble before, where, like that, actually, we'll rewind here a bit. Well, here, for example, this one is kind of just the not being careful whilst looting thing, because if you're prone there, you probably wouldn't have been hit. But this right here. Actually, here, right here, you could have definitely thrown, like, a knockback grenade, because they did manage to get a good hit on you, and you might as well, like, secure the kill instead of gambling that you're gonna kill them first. Yeah, right here, this is what I'm talking about, is that you've downed one person, and you don't know if their other buddy is in industry, or if they're 500 meters away. There is a genuine possibility that they turn the corner and they just headshot you right now, because you're standing still. And additionally, you're also looking out into the middle of nowhere. Like, if you're looking at industry and saw the person coming, you could duck back into cover. Right now, you're basically exposing your back to the entirety of the rest of the map. Alrighty, so same thing, you just get more kills because, yeah. Okay, so you're at like 16 kills, 22 alive. I'm guessing the rest of this match is probably just gonna be you just absolutely shredding squads. I mean, the legendary spray blessing definitely does help with this, but like even without it, even like a blue spray or something would make this a lot easier, or like helps this process. It's not the blessing so much as it is the actual player. Yeah. I do think that they're okay, I'm upping the sound a bit because this is really quiet. Yeah. I don't know if that's just my computer and how it's set up or something, but yeah, this is really quiet for me. I think they shot the ground with their scar there probably to like draw attention. Like, hey, there's a quote unquote fight over here to lure enemies close to them, and then they realized that wasn't working and they joined another fight. Or it was maybe to incite a fight, so like to trick people into thinking that they are next to a fight. You might as well actually, something just minor thing here. Okay. You could 100% take a free pot shot with your Gospo at this guy or either of these people, and then swap over to your Scar. Because if you do hit, it's a free kill, basically. If you don't hit, it might knock them away, and if anything, well, you have Legendary Spray, so it's an incredibly fast reload time. And, although I think that was a dummy grenade, though. Which, if so, I've been fooled, but, yeah. Bum-ba-dum. I do wonder where you're up to, because, like, you could, okay. I'm guessing they heard them running or something. Yeah, this is a perfect moment for Gospo. Like, you have the Gospo, you might as well use it. Because you could have gotten this person before. 20 kills. I'm guessing you get pretty much the rest of this lobby, which is kind of insane. Okay, so you get one kill, that's good. And then you run out, get the second one. This is like, there isn't really much I can say combat-wise, because it's basically just good aim. Because, like, they managed to get the flintlock shot off, and they duck into cover here, so the other teammate can't shoot them. They down them with the Scar, and then they jump back out of cover because the other person expecting them to be here, so they, yeah. And then boom, that's another 2 kills on the board. And then yet another person who was not paying attention. And ouch. Yeah, the funny thing is, you're like, this person here isn't even looking for loot anymore. They're pretty much maxed out. They don't need anything. So they're not even spending time looting. They're just going from kill to kill. Alrighty. Same thing here. You have a Gospo, you could definitely use it. Ooh, careful about that. That could have absolutely hit you there. The legendary spray is kind of stupid, I'm gonna be honest. Alrighty. Yeah, there's not really much. This is kind of what I was mentioning in yesterday's episode. Is that it's like watching Vava's gameplay. There's not much I can say because there's not much to comment about. They just completely steamroll lobbies to the point where, yeah, what else is there to say? But overall, yeah, this is cool to see. It is very reminiscent of Vava, so. But it's reminiscent of Vava, but it's a bit different because Vava tends to stick with mostly the machine gun, the MG. I suppose it's a similar level of skill to Vava, but it's a different style of play. Unlike Vava, who mainly relied on, well, Vava mainly relied on constant like pressure because the MG has a lot of ammunition and a lot of damage. They usually relied on the fact that it was so much outgoing damage that teams can rely on it, whereas you, Inva, rely more on just speed, basically overwhelming enemy teams with speed, which is cool to see. Drop them. Yeah, the grenade fell through the floor. Ooh, fancy movement. You're punching them to death. Okay, that's evil. That's evil. Alrighty, and that's the game. Okay, so far, what else? There was another thing, which is, Elizing on the right tool. Right job. This is basically that the fact that you've had the Gospo for most of this game, and you only really used it, like, once or twice. I don't even think you ever used it in actual combat. Which, there are several fights where, for example, if we rewind to here-ish, I think? Yeah. No, it was a bit after this. Here. You could have 100% just taken a pot shot here, and it would have gotten you, like, even if it doesn't get a free kill, it deals free damage to them. Where else was there? I think there's a fight right over here. Right, right, this fight. Actually, this is one of the other situations where it's like, okay. So yes, I get it. You have very good gun skills and everything, but still. Alrighty. Really? Thank you, YouTube. So buggy. We're gonna drop it down. Maybe it's a bit long. Okay, right here. It was. Really? You're gonna. It is not cooperating. Please hold. Okay, it is cooperating now. Actually, I'm curious. Did you not kill this guy because use him to find his team. That's very clever, actually. I never would have thought of that. I probably would have just gone over, killed him, and then tried to look around for his team. But yeah, same thing here. You could 100% take a pot shot at the person behind the rock with the Gospo, and then still, so you could take a pot shot, still throw down the grenade, or I suppose throw down the grenade, then shoot this guy in the back here with the Gospo, and then jump down and shoot this person with the Scar. Because they would probably be dead right now. Or even if not dead, it would have taken you like a bit faster, and that would have saved you about like what, 3 seconds on the fight. 3 seconds isn't much, but it is like over time it does add up. Same thing here. I mean, okay, this fight is it's less important, but you could have 100% as you're running by. Here. I know. So Inversal has mentioned that the Gospo is finicky and that it doesn't really register on, like, if you shoot somebody, it might not blow up on their screen. It's server issues, but like here you could shoot them and then you could like shoot a Gospa as at your feet and then run over. I suppose it's not really necessary, but also you don't really use grenades much, which I suppose it makes sense. You don't need to, but still. Yeah. This one, I feel like you could have easily gone for the person on the left. They have less blessings, and they aren't actively shooting you, which probably means that they're either not paying attention to the scenario, they're not paying attention to the fight, or they are slightly new, which could have means you could have. Yeah, so it is what you do actually end up doing here. You kill this person first, and then you get their buddy, and then you get the third one. But still, you could have sped up the process a bit. Yeah. Most of the stuff here boils down to mainly just optimization. It's optimizing what you use in a fight to speed it up, and who do you target to also speed that up. But aside from that, this is really good gameplay. I will hold on. Yeah. I will see if they have another game we can look. Okay, so it turns out this is the only game they have on their channel. So yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. I do kind of get that you're kind of just having fun here, but still. You could have easily shot them with the Scar and saved yourself another 5 seconds. Yeah, the main thing is just optimization. This is pretty much, that's the optimization is the main point for you from what I'm seeing, is that there are a couple moments in fights and when running around, it's mostly fights where you like don't take advantage of grenades or a weapon you have or something like that to finish out the fight faster. And while it might like save you 1-2 seconds on a fight or something, you took about what, 11 fights this game over time. That's, you would have saved yourself about 40 seconds. 40 seconds is enough to get another 3-5 kills or something. So you could have easily been the 35 kill threshold or even gone into 40 had there been more players in this match. And mostly it is just using the right tool for the job here. I suppose I'll pick out a couple of key points because to demonstrate this. Okay, so this is just the standard MP40 kill you get. Nope. Pardon me. Yeah. I feel like right there, that one should have been like a bit of a warning sign that there is somebody approaching. But yeah, like for example, going for the shot there with Mossberg, would it work? Yeah, but you're probably only going to deal about what, like minimum 20 damage, maximum like 60, 70. Whereas landing a couple of shots with the MP40 is a lot more likely. So here you could have probably saved about a second and a half. We'll go forward. They random airstrike. Same thing here. Is you see the actually, so even more so on this point. If you're going by, you see the car pull up. You might as well throw the nade at the car instead of next to you, because unless somebody has a speed blessing, which is very unlikely at this stage of the game, they're probably not going to be able to get all the way to those barrels in time. So you might as well throw it at the car. Worst case scenario, it does nothing. It hits the car. The car is slightly damaged. Okay. Best case scenario, they're still by the car, and it pulls them either back towards the car or outside of the cover, out of cover here. It pulls them to like the middle of the street, which is a free kill for you. So you can just pop up, shoot them, and pop back. So yeah. So what you can do is here, you can throw it over these boxes right there. But worst case scenario, car takes a bit of damage, nothing happens. Okay, best case scenario, the people get pulled out from where they are behind this wall and this wall into the middle of the street. You can just either like kind of run around here, or like if you can do the parkour, jump up on top of these boxes, shoot them, and then jump back down and go around, or like go through the building, cut through the building, and boom. Or even better, yeah. Also, same thing here. You probably would have saved about 10 seconds on this fight. Also, the same thing about optimization happens here again. Like, yes, the Mossberg is good, but, like, you might as well just go for the UMP here earlier on. Or even better, you could have actually just led with a hand cannon shot, which would have cut down the time to kill them by significantly. We're going to skip past this because this is where you adjust settings. Same thing here. I'd recommend doing this inside a building, like crouching down or something, so you're really not visible. You are very lucky the enemy is blind. But same thing here. Like you might as well either keep your distance because you have an AK, which is pretty good at range, or you have a splinter grenade, or you could have swapped over to your knockback grenade. And that would have basically guaranteed that you get the kill. So that would have shaved off about like what? Another like 2 to 5 seconds off of the fight. So far we're at like what? It was 2 seconds. So we're about 25 seconds now. Not 25. We're about 20 seconds now because there was the 10 to okay. So I'm going for like best case scenario here. You shave 2 seconds off of the fight by the tens. You shave like what? 15 second. Okay, so 2 seconds off the fight by 10 seconds off of the car fight. And then another, I suppose, 3 seconds. So you would have shaved off 13 seconds now, or more. But I'm going for 13 because it's a rough estimate. You go to Pyramid mainly because it's a decent spot to go to, and also because long wall. Although I suppose if you did airstrike it and you didn't get any hits, that probably means there aren't many people there. Same thing here for as to the optimization. You might as well start this fight with the hand cannon shot because, well, worst case scenario you miss, nothing happens. Best case scenario you start the fight and the enemy is down 70 health, which means if you do manage to land one of these bullets, they would just be there dead instantly. Also, the same thing here. You should probably not run past the thing because then you're in a crossfire between the two. Now ready? Now ready? So you get 2. It's a good grenade. I honestly, like, once you throw a grenade, you probably know that the other person is going to run directly into the grenade. Or, like, they're either going to run into the grenade or they're going to hit by the grenade. You might as well just go down here and wrap around the right side grenade, right side of the wall here. You can't get hit. And so you can't get hit. Worst case scenario, the enemy is there, like, kind of trying to dodge the grenade. You get free shots because they're paying attention to the grenade. They're not paying attention to you. Best case scenario, you get there, the enemy takes damage from the grenade that you threw, and then you can just, and then they're stunned, so you can just shoot them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have saved about 6 seconds on this fight, so and then counting the fight from earlier, you'd be at like what? 22. I'm gonna round up to 25 because let's assume you get the hand cannon and then the scar shots because the hand cannon kind of stuns targets when it shoots them. Do I have tab G? Yep, yes I do. For demonstration purposes, I do not believe the firing range has the hand cannon per se. I do not grab pistols often enough. But it does have the flintlock, and they are functionally identical except for the fact that the hand cannon has slightly worse stats. But yeah. As you can see here, yeah, it stuns the target. Once you shoot a target, it stuns them for a short duration. So they probably wouldn't have been able to get to the top of that tower there, and it would have saved you those extra, like, 5-ish seconds. So yeah, you'd be at, what, 25 seconds now? I will also demonstrate this on a live target. Assuming I can hit said live. Yeah, as you can see there, it stuns the target for a short duration when you shoot them. So you could have saved another, what? Yeah, you'd be at 25 to 30. I'm going to go with 25 because there's no guarantee you would have hit those scar shots, but still. 25 seconds here. So let's go forward to the next fight here, which is, where is this one? Right. So you do the right thing here. You start off the fight with the flintlock, which you can do the same thing with the hand cannon, but you just miss. Also, same thing. You could have jumped through. You could have jumped up here. You can actually. I'm pretty sure you can land that if you have the flintlock out, because you can catch the edge and yank yourself up. And it also would have given you an ambush opportunity, because the person expects you to run through this door. They don't expect you to run through here. And now that's 2, 3. So you would have saved about another 5 seconds there, not having to chase down this person and everything. No comments here. That's just good shots. Although the same thing as the first point happens here is that you start looting them immediately, despite the fact that there's probably their teammate is probably nearby. And even, like, let's say, so, like, the counter argument might be like, they're not going to deal that much damage to you. It's fine. Like, they might deal like 30 damage because they're such terrible shots. The thing is, that kind of adds up over time. So if you, like, let's say you down the first enemy, you go and just loot the second enemy, loot the first enemy. Second enemy comes up and lands the 30 damage because you're standing still out in the open looting their buddy's corpse, or just loot that's around. You're now down to 70 health. This is assuming you have no healing over time, because we don't take blessings into account in these scenarios. You go over, you do the second enemy, and enemy and everything. You take another 20 damage whilst fighting them. You're now down to 50 health, which is enough. And let's say their buddy runs up and they manage to get a lucky grand shot on you. Lucky grand shot, lucky shotgun shot. They manage to get a good AK headshot or something, and and one of their buddies had poison, actually. Let's say it's this person, so you would actually be lower than 50. You'd be at, like, what, 40, 45, 47 or something. You are absolutely in the range to get killed by an AK headshot, and then boom, your game's over. Yeah. So overall, as to optimizing this fight, there's not much to comment. It's just good shots overall. And yeah. Alright. So I suppose here we would be, yeah, you'd be at 30 seconds because of the 5 seconds by not taking the side route. But see, you do the same thing here, though. You managed to get the first shot off. So you do understand that, but you just don't apply it often enough. And then, yeah. Point 1 comes into effect here, where you, yeah. It's point 1, dismissing threats once enemy is downed or you get a kill. Their buddy, just because you down them probably means their buddy is still around. Like, you see there, you are about, like, what, half a meter away from dying. And you're just, most of this is you getting lucky because the enemies are terrible shots. But Throwing down a smoke grenade there would have probably, even if they did hit you, it probably might have been like a limb shot, or they would have just missed you and you could have gone in it. But do you get into another fight? Yes, you do. You get into this fight here. So you manage to nab that kill. You get shots on this person. Same thing here, not taking advantage of stuff you have. You could have easily taken, like, even so here what you could have done is, so you managed to kill this person. So you can, so first off, you could have just shot them with a Gauss bow. It's a free shot, takes like half a second. Or better yet, once this person ducks around the tree, you could have easily shot a Gauss bow shot right here. That kind of just blocks the area. Or you could have shot into like the leaves of the tree or something. They're forced to wrap around here, and you're already reloaded. You would have been able to get a free shot here, and they would have been forced to run around, and they were trying to dodge the Gauss bolt. They're not trying to dodge you. So that would have saved you about, like, what, 2 seconds there? Same point 1 comes into effect here. Yet again, the not caring much for enemies to be around. Right now, because, yeah, the other person is just kind of salty. Alrighty. So you do manage to get, you do take a Gauss bow shot there, but it doesn't really do much. Although on flat terrain like this, you might as well shoot at their feet, because even if it doesn't hit their feet, the resulting explosion will probably like launch them. Also, I would have nabbed the blue speed there, because blue speed is better than maximum gray hunt. So you would have had an extra 10% speed, which is, I'd say, let's say that's what, 15 seconds over the rest of this match, because it's an extra 10%, yeah. So you'd be at what? 50, because you were at 30, so we had on the 15 seconds from not grabbing the better speed. So you're at like what, 45, and then like a couple of things in that fight. Also, you had relax there. You could have easily used relax as you were shooting their enemy, as you were shooting the downed person. So you would have been at full health. So you would actually saved another 5 seconds. So you're at 50 seconds there. The whole Gauss bow around the tree thing to force them out of cover, that one's kind of, it's kind of moot. Just a thing you can do with the Gauss bow. Alright. Did you get into other fight? No, this is the kind of, like, you try to lure people out here, and then you get into this fight, I think. Also, I'm not sure if you have a launch pad grenade. I'm gonna have to double check that. Yeah, same thing here. You could have easily led with either a Gauss bow shot if you weren't confident. Okay, so that's a bike. It's not a player or a dummy. You could have led with a Gauss bow shot here, or even you could have led with a flintlock shot. That would have saved you about a half second to a second. So you're at what, 51 seconds now? Over time, or over this match. I am curious as to why you decide to double back, though. But maybe perhaps you just heard it. Also, same thing here. This is point 2, not using, like, not taking advantage of what you have. You could have easily, like, done grenade Gauss bow or grenade flintlock or something, not just grenade, because 1, 2, 3, 4. So it takes you about 4 seconds to actually start fighting, whereas you could have started this fight with already having a damage on the enemies. Alrighty. That one's just somebody's corpse. This fight is honestly just very well done. Not much to comment. Yeah, not having your thingy reloaded there kind of cost you. So okay, so you're running towards the people sniping at you, and that's why you have the shield grenade equipped. Okay, good to know. So you do see all 3. You see the person up top. You try to start the fight with the thing, and it fails. Yeah, I'd be careful there, especially because if you get hit with a knockback there, you have all 3 people shooting at you. If not dead, it's going to severely cut down the amount of time you have to fight. This is risky because you knew that there was somebody running this direction, so you would be running directly into them. You just get lucky that they were chasing you instead of holding their ground, and you just get a good fight. All right, run forward here. So I'd say you'd save 4 seconds on that fight just by like mainly like going for the other person, going for the going for this guy instead of that guy with your flintlock shot, because this person shows that they actually know how to use cover. This person on the left they're standing right out in the open. You could have hit them with a Gospo. That's pretty much a guaranteed kill. If not, it causes them to panic. You could have shot them with the flintlock, guaranteed kill or very high damage. So you could have just flintlock it directly into Scar and gotten the kill there, and then just run at their down thing and jump up, and so that would have saved you about what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 seconds here. So you're at what, 57 seconds now, I think. You get a fantastic shot there, so congrats on that. Yeah. Yeah, I like also same thing here. If you miss the first flintlock shot, just don't go for another. You have legendary spray. You might as well just absolutely obliterate them, because see, it takes you no time at all to cut through their health, because it's legendary spray with a Scar. It kills in 4 shots, and it's firing at pretty much 1.8 times its normal firing speed. So once you don't land the first, if you don't, like, basically, it's an opportunity. If you don't get the opportunity for the free damage on the first shot with the flintlock, you might as well just swap over to the Scar, because that costs you about 3 seconds. So what, you're at a minute now, 60 seconds. Same thing here. You have enough ammo. You could have, like, I understand you were probably doing it for style points, but and also because it's very unlikely that everybody else is going to manage to eliminate themselves, but still, you could have saved an extra, like, what, 2 seconds, so you got 62 seconds. And okay, I'm gonna stop counting here, mainly because there aren't any people left to fight, so. And then, yeah, this is you just kind of messing around with enemies because you can. So. Yeah, then you just kind of. Okay, so overall, over that match, not counting the final part because there weren't enough people left to actually kill, you would have saved total time saved from minor. Keep in mind, this is small optimizations in how you play and do things. Can I not? My caps lock, my keyboard appears to be broken. I cannot do a capital R. From small optimizations. $62 seconds. Okay, 1 minute, 2 seconds. Now, keep in mind, first off, this is very, very small things that you could have done in your fighting, like the grenade towards the car instead of just next to you, or the starting to fight out with the Gospo, or even here, this right here, the whole you got shot by the enemy, that cost you about, like, what, 10, 15 seconds there. Yeah. So 62 seconds doesn't sound like much, but if we rewatch this, like, we start, I suppose, like, here-ish. Okay, 9:36. And I'm gonna be counting the amount of kills they managed to get in a minute. So that's 1, that's 2. I know they're downs, but they get the kills. That's 3. Fast forward. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. Okay, and then you kind of run, and then this one kind of drags out. You get in about a minute or so, and that's like I'm not counting a couple things because the thing like getting shot that would have saved you like an extra 15 seconds, so you'd be at like what 70. You managed to get so actually we'll count this extra period because it's an extra 20 seconds or so. Okay, so we're gonna bump this up. If we count in the extra time from getting shot by the sniper when you were over here in the gray zone, it's what 77 seconds. 1 minute 17 seconds. Amount of kills. Average. In like mid/late game. Not counting early game, because early game is kind of its own thing. In 77 seconds, 8 kills. So, what does this mean? Had you done those very small optimizations, you could have easily gotten 39 kills in this game, or even more, because it's quite possible that a couple of things there would have led to fights that you wouldn't have taken otherwise, or let you manage to get into fights. Basically, like, let's say, for example, over here by the car, instead of throwing the grenade right in front of you, you throw it at the car and everything. You would have been done with this fight about like what 10-15 seconds earlier, so you go over, take the launch pad and everything. There might have still been somebody there at pyramid, or like a full squad at pyramid, or or not even, like you could have gone to tall wall earlier, and so you could have kept going, and you could have like gone into like another fight here. So like you like right now you would probably be all the way like all the way along to long wall. So this is the main thing, is that just tiny things to speed up fights, taking advantage of everything you have. You have a hand cannon, you might as well start the fight with a hand cannon. You have grenades, you might as well speed up the fight with grenades. You have like the Gauss-bow, you might as well either like force the enemy like into/out of like into a bad spot with the Gauss-bow, or you might as well shoot them with the Gauss-bow, because it'll either launch them up in the air and deal damage to them, so you need like one less scar shot, or even better, it just completely kills them. So yeah, that's the main thing. That's what I was explaining with optimization, is that tiny changes here and there will definitely ramp up over time, and it will let you reach those like 40 kill game thresh marks. And I'm pretty sure they have gone 40 kills before, but it makes it more consistent. It makes it more simpler to reach those benchmarks. So overall, very impressive video, very impressive gameplay. Main 3 sticking points. 1, you kind of don't take into account/respect the fact that enemies probably have their teams, and their teams are probably nearby once you down them, and that has gotten you into trouble and cost you kills/time before. Well, 3 times actually this game. There was Area 64 at the start. Sorry, Area 64 at the start, where the person managed to get that the person you're fighting by the tents. That was the buddy of the first person you downed. Then there was the buddy of that person you downed by the car. There was the buddy of the person who the buddy that sniped you. There was the buddy that arrived in the car that could have easily shot you had they been there a bit earlier, etc., etc. And it puts you into some not great situations where you're either low on health or you're burning time, because you have to deal with stuff that you didn't account for because you forgot or just didn't consider the fact that enemies probably have teams, and the teams probably want you dead. Second thing is capitalizing on the right tool for the right job. You have a full loadout, use the full loadout. Unless you're doing like a scar only loadout, at that point just get rid of the other options. Might as well take advantage of everything you have. You have a hand cannon, start the fight with a hand cannon. You have a Gauss-bow, it's good for flushing people out of cover or pinning them in cover, use that. You have a ton of grenades, use that. You can force people off of high ground or like into bad positions, or even get kills on them, etc., etc. And then the third point is mainly just optimization. If you rewind a bit, I went through and I counted up like the tiny things you could have done and the amount of minute and like the total amount of time. Like 77 is just a rough estimate. If I actually went through and did the nitty gritty math and everything, it would probably total up to like 90 seconds or more, which in a minute and a half in Tab G is a lot of time. Especially like had there been more people in this match, you could have easily gone like another like 8-10 kills, maybe 12 if you found enough people. And so by doing the small things, this could have gone from a 31 kill game, which is quite impressive, I will admit, to a 39 kill game, which is really impressive. It's like borderline, like, what the hell are you doing? So overall, that's all from today's video. Thank you, Invarsel, for letting me borrow your gameplay to watch. Overall, very skilled player, very good movement, very good mechanics. Mechanics being like aim and positioning and like grenade usage and everything. But yeah, just keep in mind these couple of points. Um, as for actually practicing them, there's not much you can do. It's mostly just playing matches. It comes with experience. Although the dismissing threats one, you can actively work on that one. It's like, already I've downed somebody. You're like, basically, once you down somebody, your immediate thought should be, one, am I low health, and then number two, it's like, one, am I low health / dead? Okay, if you're not dead, you go into number two. Is their teammate nearby, or do they have a teammate? If they have a teammate, you should probably focus on that instead of finishing the kill or loot or stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully with this advice, you'll be able to like get like even better and manage to hit like the 40s and 50s as like a high average instead of like the 30s. But yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Invarsel, for letting me borrow your video yet again. Thank you all for watching. A reminder, I do this for everybody. If you guys want to get better at Tab G and don't know how to get better at Tab G, please leave a thumbs up comment and leave a thumbs up as a comment. I will then get into contact with you guys and I'll look at your guys' games and I'll tell you how to get better. Completely free, whatsoever. I'm not doing pricing I'm not doing pricing right now. It's completely free. I will tell you guys and I will sit down and I will go over your gameplay. Just please contact me. I want to do more of this. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching this reviewing with Gizzard Planet, and I'll see you all tomorrow or in the future. Ciao.